Holy heck, hello YouTube, this is Keith, also known as Dulayne. So in this video I want to share with you my view on how we see bigger YouTubers and the negativity that you can expect to see around them. So recently, over the past few weeks, I've been returning to doing daily vlogs and my whole YouTube video stuff after being away for a while. At the same time, I started following a well-known YouTuber called Syndicate, also known as Tom. And as I've been doing this, I've started to see already the usual kind of issues that you would tend to see when following a channel of his size. So in a nutshell, the types of opinions or general negativity you can see come from two fronts, one of which is the views of smaller content creators such as myself, and secondly, the general perceptions of the audience as a whole, regardless of if they're YouTube commenter, Twitter follower, or anything like that. Now, to give you an example for each of these two types, let's get into this. So as recently as December 2015, there was an animator called MacBot who had a dealing with Syndicate, and he felt that it was a negative one, taking matters into his own hands to air his views on this particular issue. I stumbled upon this via Keemstar on his Drama Alert show, where in the video in question there was an interview he hosted between the two of them. So TLDR, there was miscommunication between Mac and a third party, which seems to be where this has all stemmed from. This was taken to Reddit by MacBot with a video that he produced on a separate channel talking about his grievance. It appears that this has been resolved, but with this whole drama, to be fair, it is truly hard to see what really goes on behind closed doors. Mac claims that he was scammed, whilst Tom's rebuttal was that he had not been approached properly. So at one point, MacBot even explained that he wasn't actually 100% sure on what was the final offer when he actually gave over the content he produced for them. So now an example of your opinion. Today there was a post on his Facebook page that stood out to me. There was a picture of an open bottle of an Ace of Spades champagne, and it was captioned trophy status. You then can see comments underneath being made like, this is an example of a YouTuber who lets YouTube fame and money go to his head, and others can see that he is an asshole. Oh my god, I just had a meet the fuckers moment. But anyway, getting back to subject, and now that the stage is set, let me break my views down. To clarify, like I just said before, I use Syndicate as an example throughout this video, and I'm sure that he's not the only person this happens to. When it comes to it, we still have to rely on what's a limited amount of knowledge we have on any given subject, and this is where it can all come to a head. So if you look again at the MacBot incident I referred to, from what I can see, it all really comes down to him being a bad businessman in this case. Note, I say, from what I can see here. To me, as a creator, I would not have handed over the product in question that I've made, in his case his animation that he did for them, without having a full negotiation with all his requests written out and signed for, to ensure that you know exactly what you're actually signing and selling your product for. If you don't know what you're getting, then you shouldn't really hand it over. It comes into a moral standpoint if that person who receives it takes it or not, but at the same time, you've got to ensure in this day and age that you do so and protect the hard work you've put into any project you've done. Also, at the same time, I feel that there could have been a little more communication between Tom and the third party, such as Deck or whoever it is confirms that everything's 100% clear. But at the same time, I don't know exactly how they work their arrangements, and maybe this happened, we don't know. As I say, we can only see so much from outside the window, so to speak. You think of whatever that Christmas film is called, where past, present and future. But again, I digress. I'm such a bad person when it comes to staying on focus. When he realised that things had gone wrong, what he should have done, what in my mind any client or clientele should do in this situation, is dialogue, and do it professionally. Tweet, write an email, because most YouTubers etc. will have an email, and try and deal with it respectfully. There's no point running your name through the mud for it to get any extra publicity. And at the same time, I'm not saying he did this for that reason, because frankly it's none of my business if he did that or not. That's his decision, and he should have really thought about that carefully. He even claims that he gets a lot of support and that this always happens to the smaller YouTuber. The end result, of course, was a war of words, things kind of going a bit tits up for either side, and no one's happy, everyone got stressed, and there you go. It's a shame. It really is. Now, jumping over again to comments about him being an egotistical maniac who just vlogs his drinking and basically has no respect for his viewers, well, it could be argued that Tom started pretty early, giving him a better chance. However, for anybody making a successful YouTube channel, it's just like anything you want to do in life. It takes an immense amount of effort to build your brand, product, your livelihood, and just because it's harder today than it was before, it doesn't mean it's impossible. I can actually think of one friend who started out back in October 2015 on Twitch, and it only took him 3 months to get partnered, and now he has over 50,000 followers, and he's fulfilled his goal to do what he wants to do, which is full-time streaming. In the case of being a YouTuber, though, there's not just the recording of the content. You have to decide what you want to play. When you've recorded it, you've got to edit it. You've got your SEO, making sure your tags and all that are in order and whatnot. You've got to promote it, of course. So that means building up your social media profiles and word of mouth, everything. Your collaborations, if you want to get to do more content with bigger YouTubers or YouTubers around your size. And anything else, regardless of what a talent does today, over the early days, it's a big commitment and it takes a lot out of you. I know because I spent way too much time getting nowhere myself. But that's the beauty of life. You just go with it and hope for the best. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And really, if you want to think about it even more, these days it's a more pressured environment if you're a bigger YouTuber, regardless of size, if you're 10,000, 100,000, a million. You just think about what they've set up. One mistake, you get something wrong or anything at all, you could just find that your brand disappears within a couple of days. You just don't know. It's just such a volatile world. You do one thing to upset your audience and that's it. Game over. Now, to me, I don't know about you guys, it's inspiring when you see someone, regardless of who you're into, who has put a lot of work into their brand, etc., and can reap the rewards from it. In this case, Tom's enjoying life to the full, and that's what he wants to do. And he lives by the rules and standards he set for himself. I think we'd all love a life like that, where we can do what we like. You can't really deny that, to be fair. To bring this to a close and kind of bring everything together, these are my final thoughts on this matter. Sometimes I really do wonder if we are ready to have the internet as a resource. Just go back 30 to 40 years ago. The world was huge. Come back into the present day and look at it. We have mobile phones, we have tablets, we have everything you need. You've got the likes of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and every other social media that you can shake a stick at that gets us connected to the world in a heartbeat. If you want to see what's going on around the world, you can. If you want to make new friends, jump on a message board or community website. Do you want to meet new gamers? Go onto Twitch or even YouTube. It's all good, insightful and awesome. However, as much as it is opening up doors to us, we still can only see a limited scope or what we're able to see on the front of it. Essentially, this evolution of tech has shrunk this world immensely and probably, in my mind, maybe just a bit too quick than we were ready for. In any kind of environment, as a social group, albeit if you're in work, you're at school, you're at a bar, you're at a club, we tend to rush to judge too quickly, people on the present day, and we're more than happy to let people know what we think about these issues. When you come to the Champagne Post, if you are a new subscriber or a new viewer, you might look at this and go, well, that's a bit showy-offy, isn't it really? But as I conveniently saw earlier, there's a video made by him some months before my video. I think it's 10 months from when I've made this. And he talks about this bottle of champagne and how it was saved for a special occasion, like family-related things and whatnot, and it was keeping it stored away safe. And if you had taken the time to hear that, you'd probably not rush to think the kind of things that you might do. And it's just human nature, but we always seem to rush straight to actually saying this out loud without actually, happily not being fully aware of what's going on. Alas, though, perspective is a wonderful thing, folks, and hindsight too. I remember a few years ago I got myself into a silly little spat with a YouTuber, sharing an opinion, and it just ended up me causing myself grief and wasting everyone's time as well as my own. And when I think about it, we could just do ourselves a favour sometimes and just, it's better just to get on with life, take a deep breath, and really ask ourselves when we jump headfirst into something, is it worth it? If we simply don't like someone, we'd just break contact. Anyone sensible would not waste time on someone they dislike, so why would you waste your time with someone on the internet who you probably will never meet? Now, please bear with me that I've used the Matrix as the way I remember this saying, but I think it's got meaning. Like Cypher said in the Matrix, ignorance is bliss. We spend too much time on our gadgets. Sometimes it's just better to put them away and smell the roses. We could turn off our televisions, close and put down our books. So really, we could also shut off from the web from time to time. It's not difficult. Just stand up and walk away. The world isn't going to fall away in 2 minutes or so just because you've stopped looking. Let's face it, we are all human, and of course free speech dictates that we're allowed to share them. But why really as a species do we rush to put our views out there and just go to hell with the consequences? Just sometimes seems like a waste of time. To me, it's better just to get on with things, and what's the point of getting into a silly little argument or discussion that ends up just being stressful for no apparent reason? You know, that's just me though. We could decide to not give a damn about what people think, but really, is it just demeaning to expose ourselves no matter how small? Simply put, if you don't like or support a brand, then just cut ties with them. If you respond or take part, it's just helping them with engagement. A lot of websites these days care about how engaged the person is, regardless if it's positive or not. If enough people start following the brand, then it's going to have more of an impact than a few choice words. And then, of course, that person or people have to come together and fix it and figure out what's going wrong and go, oh, you know what it is, let's get on with it. So this is definitely a topic that has been coming into my mind a lot recently, and I really wanted to air my views on it. So I hope you enjoyed this commentary. It's the first one I've done, really, and it was a lot of fun to do. And I really do feel that I should do more of these. And if you would like to see more of this type of video, please make sure to thumbs that video up. And if you disagree with anything at all, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to leave a comment anyway, please be awesome to do that. And feel free to share this around if you feel that this might actually be insightful to other people. And I would just like to say thank you very much for coming to my side of the internet. My name is Dulayne. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. If you have done, have a great day. Thank you so much, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you again in another one. If there's anything you'd like to see me talk about, feel free to also let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Peace out.